Hey guys, welcome to the Coffee and Coaching Podcast. I am Coach Kamara.
I'm Coach Jack G. We hope you enjoy today's episode. We hope you take a lot of value away from it, and we might even make you laugh a little bit.
We started this podcast to help empower and inspire you to take control and create the life that you want to lead.
But remember, everything we say is our opinion. We're not medical professionals. So if we talk about anything that you want to implement into your life, please go and speak to your doctor first.
If you enjoy the episode and you enjoy the podcast, please subscribe, share it with anyone that you think might take value from it. And if you can share it on your social media, it would be massively, massively appreciated.
That's enough of that. Let's get into today's episode.
So,
hello.
New coffee shop. We finally had the...
We bailed 92.
Yeah, after months of being treated like shit.
Just getting
Like
really bad coffee and just dealing with it.
We finally left the relationship.
It's like, yeah, finally plucked up the courage to break up with
all
92.
it was we just probably were like a couple of minutes early, and we were able to go to a coffee shop that was extra 100 yards away.
I think it's actually closer.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's part of the building, so
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's part of this building. But Jack doesn't think it's going to be a good one. What?
Don't judge a book by its cover.
Why don't you think it's going to be good?
First of all, if you're watching this, if you're listening to this, you can't look at anything. If you're watching this and you look on the left of Isaac, there's two little...
On the right of Isaac. Oh, well, yeah, they're left.
They're watching, aren't they?
They're left, yeah.
I'm a pro at this, not my first day. I know where they're looking. Look on the left of Isaac, you'll see, if you zoom in really closely, these really tiny, minuscule bags of coffee. I think there's about 4 beans in each. And they charged me an absolute fortune for them. And then when I said, have you not got any bigger bags? She was like, no, we haven't. As there was a shelf about that big of bags that were much, much bigger. They were like kilo and a half bags, and that's what I wanted.
Well, to be honest, I just think that
and then the other girl was on the phone at the counter, which is just...
That's shit, isn't it?
Yeah. And it was dead. I was the only person
and
in
it's
there
a shit name.
at 9 o'clock
And
in the morning.
actually, the coffee's really shit. I just tasted it, so...
Have you?
Yeah.
It smells nice, but I don't know whether that's just the cardboard.
It might be because I've just used mouthwash as well.
The cardboard sometimes a little bit of aroma. I don't know whether that's getting involved in it. Also, it's not an espresso cup, that is it, mate? It's not an espresso cup, is it? That's a... What's that? It's a small... It's a Furtado Americano at best. Yeah. It's definitely
flat white, potentially. Flat
white. There you go.
But it's the small details which have already changed our perception of the shop. And it's not... I've just had mouthwash, so maybe I'm not...
I don't hate it.
Maybe we're not in a position to be able to...
It took me a while getting up here, but... That would be quite... I think that would be nice. Straight, fresh out, like, as soon as the shot had been poured. I reckon that would have been quite nice.
I feel like mine's under-extracted. Like, quite significantly.
maybe we need to open our own coffee shop.
Yeah. I've been saying this.
You got room in the new studio? Let's do it.
I've been saying this. We should...
I'll quit coaching.
Well, I had coffee and coaching van.
Coffee and coaching?
We can invite some of our listeners for free coffee every month or so.
No, I like that. That's nice. I mean, it's better than 92.
Yeah, I mean, anything is better than 92. You know, if 92...
We're now one of them people who just slag off our ex all the time. We broke up at 92 and we're just like, fucking shit.
We'll be there back again next week.
Yeah. Coffee and fucking... Oh, that's a fucking...
I think we should try chapters of us next week.
Yeah, okay. We'll do a little coffee tour. There's loads of places around here, isn't there?
Yeah, but I think on that point, we could make a point about that. We're not going to speak about this as the main topic today, but like that shop just has poor standards. Everything you've just said about the way that the worker was on the phone at the, like, behind the till. They don't even have espresso cups. All these little small things. That's the reason the shop's empty.
Yeah.
Like, the standard is low. The standard is mediocre. If you want a busy coffee shop, the standards have to be up here. If you want success in business, in physique development, in whatever in life, you have to set the standard at it and just not fall below it. You could like
it's the little things, like cost their charge more. way more than McDonald's or Subway or KFC for takeout coffee, but they're a fast food chain essentially, aren't they? They're not a coffee shop.
Yeah.
They're not like this coffee shop.
Yeah.
But they charge more because psychologically then people think that it's better coffee than McDonald's. The coffee from Costa's shit.
I know.
It's terrible, terrible coffee.
Yeah. Well, for normal people, it sounds.
But
like
they charge more.
A coffee aficionado.
And that thought process makes more people go there over like anywhere else where they can get a coffee from because they believe the coffee's going to be better because they're charging more for it. Because there's that level of thought in all of the things that they do. Wrong coffee cup for your coffee. Not that level of thinking.
Exactly. It's no wonder your shop is empty. So yeah, maybe we should go
Buys a coffee machine, becomes expert.
like one of them, them business coaches who like make like one business that made like 6 figures for like
had 1 6-figure month and is now a 6-figure coach.
Yeah. Buys a sage.
Yeah.
Now thinks he's a coffee expert.
I am. What's his name? Is it Matt Walker? Not Matt Walker. It's the sleep guy, isn't it? James.
Matt Walker.
Matt Walker's the sleep one, isn't it?
Yeah, James Hoffman.
James Hoffman. Wow, I was miles off there, wasn't I?
Yeah, Matt Walker. It's probably because they both got quite posh voices in it.
Yeah, maybe.
Have you seen Hoffman's new video?
No.
Just how to complain about a bad cup of coffee.
Oh,
He
I
goes
did.
through all the scenarios.
I did see that thumbnail.
Oh,
I didn't
no.
click it though.
I need to watch that. Yeah.
He like does reenactments and stuff. It's hilarious.
Is he being serious or is it a joke?
No, he's been doing it.
I don't think as much as like I'll be able to identify a bad coffee. I don't think I'd ever complain about it.
Not to the people. No, I hate that.
Doesn't mean that much to me.
No.
Would you ever complain about food if it's bad in a restaurant?
Depends how bad. I've sent a fish back before when it was like raw.
Fucking
Like,
hell.
To be fair, I was a bit of a dick when I done that because I was like a chef at the time. So like,
Yeah.
I was over critiquing every
in the way that
restaurant
we
I
are
went to.
now.
Like I'm with coffee now. Yeah. And you know what he done? I always remember it because it's exactly what I would have done. It's exactly what I would have done. That like someone sent the food back, so I sent this fish back to the kitchen. Was like, hey, that's just like swam onto my plate. like it was undercooked. It was salmon, so you want it a little bit pink in the middle, but like you don't want it like
At least.
raw salmon. It's not smoked. It's a fillet of salmon.
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, no worries. They were dead sound about it. Took it to the kitchen, and the chef's obviously just gone, is it? Yeah. Just fried the fuck out of it and come back, and it was just like deep fried. I put it down, and I was like, touche. Yeah, chefs get really pissed off about that.
Yeah, I can imagine. I'd be fuming. Although it's shit, I'm still going to drink it. I need the caffeine. Have you had the latte yet?
I have. It's very sweet. They've used almond milk, but it's like, I don't know.
Mad. So, lad, make money before 10? What you asked me to...
So this
you
is
asked me
going to
remind you
kind
this.
of
I don't know.
tie into, it's going to kind of tie into what we're talking about today, which is really good.
Oh,
Because
well,
I
that's
said
good.
this to you before we even come
Yeah,
up
yeah.
with what we were going to talk about
Jack
today.
messaged me and said, remind me to say this on the podcast, so
Yeah.
I don't even know what he's about to say.
So today, I suppose if we explain what we're going to talk about today, it would make more sense as to why this connects to what we're going to talk about today.
Yeah.
So we're talking about surrounding yourself with people who are
Forcing you to
hardworking.
level up.
Forcing you to level up. People who are essentially outworking you
Yeah.
and being in that environment and feeling like the small fish.
Yeah. I mean, not even necessarily feeling like a small fish or people who are outworking you, just people who force you to level up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, you're not surrounded by... Did you see my story yesterday?
I didn't. You
Everyone
went down and
keeps
seen Jack,
laughing
didn't you?
at it. Yeah. What, I basically said on my story, you're average right now because you're surrounded by Muppets. And then just kept saying Muppets and Muppets. But I was just speaking.
Yeah. But you just end up saying Muppets loads.
Everyone was laughing at it, but it's true. But it's like, if you are surrounded by Muppets, that is the reason you are average.
Yeah.
You're a product of your environment. That's saying, show me your friends, I'll show you your future.
Yeah.
So if you are surrounded, everyone in your gym is a Muppet. They train like a Muppet, train like a dickhead. All your mates are not focused, they're not going anywhere in their life. Like your potential is capped. But when you expose yourself to people who are just on a completely different level, who support each other, who are just going to facilitate the environment to allow you to actually reach your potential, that's complete game changer for you in your life. So putting yourself in those environments is what we're going to talk about today. But so how does that link in?
So one of the ways I've put myself in that environment is coaching concierge, which is like...
What is this, make money before 10?
This was on one of the calls yesterday, yeah. So 3 times a week we have group calls with different people who are part of coaching concierge. One day we talk with Bryce, who's head of like 5-star coaching, it's called, essentially. And we go through all of the back end stuff to do with coaching and how to deliver a 5-star service to our clients. And that's Monday's call. Wednesday, Sarah is everything to do with social media, marketing, all that kind of stuff, all the like strategy stuff behind that, copywriting, and all the really confusing and mind-boggling stuff that comes with like Facebook ads and all that kind of stuff. And then Thursdays is Mark's call.
Yeah.
And that one's always like the big one because Mark like turns up. Like simply just that, like he went to Dubai last week, and they all took some time off. So like everyone at coaching concierge took some time off. That was all, I think that was like their like holiday.
Yeah.
Mark still done his call.
Yeah.
From the hotel room. Said to us yesterday on the call, I purposely got a room with a desk because I wanted to work from the desk. I wanted it to look professional. He was like, little things he was talking about was like, when you're on, like I'm on this call now, what can you see behind me?
Yeah. Like
you can see all of my head. You can't just see, when someone gets on a Zoom call and you can just see like that bit of the head, or you can just see that bit. It was like that. What's behind me? Like, is the light in the right position? Even for you guys, like you already work with me. I'm still thinking about it for you because it carries over into everything.
Yeah.
But that's what one of the things he said on that call yesterday. It was like, I make money before 10. Is that when I get up in the morning, I'm clear on because we were talking about time management. So one of the lads was asking about time management and how to be more efficient with his time and how to stop procrastinating and stuff. And obviously Mark's just like laser focused on what he wants and stuff, isn't he? And that's what it come down to. It was like, I know what I want. I get up. I have a purpose every day. I have a purpose every week, every month, every year. I know. And he was like, I've just finished rewriting my vision of what I want for me and Marsha in the future and stuff. He was like, and it's like 4 pages long.
Yeah.
And he was like, I know that, and it's crystal clear. So I wake up in the morning, and my goal first thing in the morning, he said, I do this until 8. From 8 till 10, I make money.
Yeah.
Do the tasks that make me money, that grow the business, because that is my vision. That is going to get me, that is the vehicle that's going to get me to where I want to be. And like when you hear him say it and you feel the energy, like it's one thing just saying it, but when you know that person follows through with it and you've seen them follow through with it and you've seen the actions of it, it's like, yeah. I don't make money before 10 because I don't start work till 10, but yeah, feel the energy. But I think that we'll tie that, like we can come back to that about why I don't start work till 10, because we spoke about that yesterday as well, and I think that's important, being in a room of people doing more than you. I think that's something that we should speak about again today as well.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you go ahead and crack on with that, but what I would say just before you go into that is maybe you do make money before 10. Maybe what you do before 10 o'clock allows you to make the money that you do make after 10 o'clock. So for me, I now start work at about 9, but everything that I do before 9 sets me up and puts me in a headspace where I'm ready to execute. So that's where I meditate. That's when I tap into my vision every morning. That's when I walk the dog, get some steps in, get my energy up, ready to attack at 9 o'clock. So everything that I do before 9 o'clock is actually probably the thing that's facilitating the actual execution once 9 o'clock comes. So what do you think about that? Would you agree?
No, perfect. I like that's like nail on the head for me. I think for a lot of people listening to this who are obviously wanting to be better or wanting to get more out of life, to get more out of themselves, we're both there still now. We're like, we are that type of person. So I think sometimes, and you might feel like I've been guilty of this, I know I definitely have, of looking at successful people and going, okay, well, they do that, so I need to do that. So what I used to do was try and start work early. Try and get up, have a coffee, do some work, like journal, meditate, do some work straight away. And then we got the dog, and I was like, right, okay, well, now I need to take the dog out in the morning, but I need to get back and start work. And then I'd get back and I'd be like, I feel really anxious about like having to start work. Like I'm not starting quick enough. Like I need to do this. And it would like weigh on me. Like I'm not doing that. Like successful people do this. Successful people are already in work doing stuff. Like there's people who are making like well bigger businesses than mine, and they're in work, like coaching people right now. Like I need to be in the office doing stuff. And I get to the start of the day and be like, oh my fucking God, I'm behind already and I haven't even done anything. And I think Phil Graham, done a reel on it this week, talking about how he structures his morning. And I watched it and I just went, nah, it's not for me, that. Phil Graham's fucking smashing it. And he's ridiculously efficient and he gets loads of shit done. Like he does them 20-minute workouts just to build a gym in his house, 20-minute workout every single day, 7 days a week, so that he can still train, but it doesn't take up a lot of time because he's all about like efficiency. And he said he gets up in the morning, and I think I pretty much said I get up in the morning and I do my biggest task for an hour. Whatever the biggest thing is, whatever's going to make me the most money, or whatever's like the thing that I would normally put off, I go and do that straight away. Then I go and read, then I go and meditate, then I go and do whatever, all like the headspace kind of stuff. And then I get on with the rest of my day. And he said, because then if I was doing it the other way around, he was saying exactly what I've just said there, is that he'd meditate, journal, do all the like personal stuff, but then feel like he was behind by the time he started work. So he's flipped it on its head. But I was like, that doesn't work for me. Like I know it doesn't work for me. Even when I try, even when I set a rigid time of right, work first, I feel too rushed going into it. I feel too pressured going into it. And if I'm not awake, if I'm not like able to think clearly when I'm sat in the office trying to do like check-ins or trying to do like write an email or something, and I'm just sat there then getting just frustrated that I can't work. So then when you look at what's been so good about being in coaching concierge and being around all of these people is hearing them all, some of them feeling exactly like that, going, I can't fucking work like that. Like I'm unproductive as fuck in the morning. Mark saying, oh, well, do you know what? From 12 till 4 o'clock, that's when I go to the gym and that's when I sleep and that's when I'm really fucking unproductive. So I don't fucking do anything between 12 and 4. Is that what Mark does? That's what he said yesterday. He was like, first thing in the morning, from 8 till 12. Nice. So rude. From 8 till 12. To say that. Productive. 12 till 4, goes to gym, eats, trains, might have a nap. And then from 4 till like 8, 9 o'clock. Sometimes later because he messaged me or he messaged you like 10:30 sometimes, wouldn't you? Just depends like when you get in like a flow in the evening. But if you're not in that room with them people, you're just looking at Instagram. And you're looking at all the gurus going, get up at 4:30. Get up at 4:30. You're looking at fucking Jocko going. Well, Jack, I trained with Jack yesterday, didn't I? He said on his check-in days, he gets up at 4:30 and just works throughout the full day. 80 check-ins across 3 days. And I'm just like, oh, lads, what? Well, speaking to Jack yesterday, and again, like one of his things, because he spoke up on that call, was he wasn't taking time off. He was working 7 days a week, 16 hours a day. And that's when he started working with the guy from TMP. And he's put more stuff in now to take time off. And like it was nice to hear. And I thought, well, I don't. If I work 16 hours a day, 7 days a week, then maybe I could be where Jack is. But do I want to feel like that? Is that going to fulfill me? It's not. No. And so I might get to where Jack is in 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, but I won't ever get to that point where I'm completely and utterly burnt out and having to go to like the extreme of, oh my God, I feel burnt out with this. Now I need to do something about it. Do you know what I mean? The routine works for me right now, but the pace is less, and that's fine because I can stay at that pace consistently. 100%. I think obviously it's just got to be in alignment with your values. So for Jack, I just don't give a fuck. I'll run myself into the ground. And, he's an absolute machine.
It's going to be for him. It's the trade off. It's worth it.
And
obviously, like, but obviously he's now dealing with it. But a part of me thinks you do have to go through that to really appreciate and understand. Right, I need to actually look after myself.
Yeah, I think. Do you know what? To be fair, I probably had that last year.
I know. I was
When we
about to
said
say
at
at Christmas.
Yeah.
I've been there. Do you know? Probably in lockdown for pretty much the whole of the first, like the major lockdown. I was doing easy 14-hour days every single day, just because I was just like obsessed with just trying to build online.
Yeah.
Every single day, just relentless, and I felt that, when in that shit gym that we used to work at, like,
Yeah.
you have to experience what it's
Yeah.
like and the negative ramifications in order to fully appreciate, right? Like, yeah, I can achieve this if I keep doing this to my body and to my brain, but like, is it really worth it? And for some people it is, for some people it's not, and you've just got to weigh that up for yourself. But I think that, again, we always come back, whatever conversation we have, we always come back to this. It's just like, do what's in line with your values.
Yeah. So
like for you understand that you're not productive in the morning, so you don't have to get up and start doing what you think is appropriate. What society is telling you that you need to do in order to become a millionaire and blah 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 and all this. You don't have to get up at 4:30 and start doing check-ins. You don't have to get up at 4:30 and eat the frog.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? Like, you just you know yourself. Like, the beauty of being an online coach is we have complete freedom on our day.
Yeah.
Like, if you want to get up if you want to sleep until midday and work till midnight, you can do that.
I could work an 8-hour day and start at midday and finish at 8 and do nothing other than that, and it'd still be an 8-hour shift.
Exactly.
Like,
so it's like you have complete freedom, and we should use that privilege to be able to find the times in the day where we're most efficient, where we can structure our day so that we are creating a nice headspace for ourselves, so we can go through the day feeling happy, fulfilled, like actually enjoying our fucking life, whilst also then setting ourselves up so we can execute properly and efficiently through the day, get everything we need to do done, train, work, do everything that needs to be done, and then also find a little bit of time to switch off as well, because it is super important. But just being in line with your values, man, is always the fucking key, isn't it? Always, no matter what.
I mean, knowing Jack is fantastic, because he's crushing it for a start. Like,
yeah. Did you watch me live yesterday?
No.
So I went.
Seen you pop up, and I was on a call. I was like, fuck's sake. it was propped up, my little thing on the desk.
Yeah.
And it just popped. Isaac was live, and I was like, fuck's sake. I normally watch your lives.
I think I'm gonna do more lives. I think I've got some big frogs.
Yeah.
That I need to execute. So like the Model Muscle program, I want to create a couple of free guides for people that I want to prioritize, and once those bits are done, I want to then start doing more lives.
Well, right. Here's an idea. Yeah, that's just come to me now while we're recording this. Why don't we you were on about coming in on time and doing 2 episodes in the time that we book.
Should we do a live and then podcast?
Do a live and a podcast.
Nice.
Because you can double up, can't you? And we're just picking it, and it can be like a 10-minute one or something.
Yeah.
Little lunchtime live like I used to do.
Yeah.
10 minutes, boom, done.
Yeah, every Friday.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, we should do maybe that 10-15 minutes that we usually fuck about talking about nothing. We'll just turn up on time. So we usually waste about 15 minutes of our podcast time by being late, getting coffee, catching up with Jacob.
Yeah.
So what we'll probably do is just turn up on time.
Not procrastinate.
Use that 15 minutes for the live and then crack on with the podcast. I think that's a good idea. But yeah, so anyway, yesterday I travelled 2 hours to train with Jack. Not this Jack.
Not me.
Jack. I actually don't know how to say a second name. I always call him Jacks. I think it's Jake's. I think it's actually Jake. Jaquise. I actually call him Jaquise.
Jack Jaquise.
Jaquise. If anyone knows Jaquise, the artist. It's spelled very similar to that. So I call him Jaquise.
JB's missus. I hope you're listening to this, JB.
I've never actually called him Jaquise to his face.
No.
Well, that's what I call you, lad, if you're watching. Like, your name's Jaquise to me. So I went to train with Jaquise, and
did you go to Shreds?
Yeah, Bosch Gym.
Nice, yeah. I've only seen it on his before and after pictures.
Yeah, that lighting's sick, you know.
And his obviously like his posing pictures, or like the little snippets. But I've never been.
No, lad, it's Bosch. Like, equipment's sick. Very small, like smaller than us, but it was nice. It was like a nice atmosphere, you know. Like, in a lot of gyms.
It's kind of like in the middle of nowhere though, isn't it? So I can't imagine
Yeah.
it needs to be
Yeah.
huge. It's not like dedicated or prophecy where it's like,
it's small equipment spots.
Yeah.
People in there actually know how to train, and there's no dickheads. You know, like in a lot of gyms in Liverpool, that shall not be named. Like everyone's just in there fucking snarling people.
every gym
Thinking
in
they're
Liverpool.
fucking sick.
There's
Just
any gym,
everywhere in Liverpool,
Yeah.
because everyone's a fucking insecure muppet.
basically.
Like,
Yeah.
so
Insecurity runs rife in this city.
So it was just a nice environment. Good session. But someone asked me, why are you driving 2 hours to train? Like in treads? And then I said, I'm going to see Jack, I'm going to catch up with Jack. And he was like, why lads, it's a bit mad that. And I was like, well, you don't understand the value of surrounding yourself with people that force you to level up then, do you stupid cunt? That's
Mate.
basically what I said to him.
Really though? Like,
Yeah, right. So what I basically spoke about on that live is, giving away 4 hours of my day driving. It was actually 4.5 because there's a bit of traffic, to go and train with one of my mates sounds like a stupid, inefficient decision. Could have been doing so much more stuff that's going to grow the business. Blah, blah, blah. But when you understand the value of surrounding yourself with people that are operating at a level above you, then that no longer seems like a bad decision, because giving away 4 hours isn't really good from a business standpoint. But then when I do that, I get to be in an environment with Jack. First of all, just good to catch up with the mates. Nice to train in a boss gym. But I mean, it's like a day out, lad. It was like a day off. It was boss. Just listening to podcasts and it was boss. But being able to be in an environment with him, have conversations with him, be able to pick his brain about sort of what he's doing, what his vision plan is, like all these little bits and bobs, then inspires me and gives me a new level of energy to go and operate at a higher level. So the return on investment long term is so much greater, because now I'm just like, obviously it's not just go and train with Jack and next minute I'm up here, but it's like, if you constantly do things like that, surround yourself with these people that are going to drive you to be the best that you can possibly be, then the return on investment, if you just keep doing these things, keep making sacrifices to force yourself to do those things, or to force yourself to be in these environments, the return on investment long term is so much better.
even last week or the week before, we met up with your client.
Yeah.
After this episode,
I
who
left
was
that
just absolutely
conversation.
smashing it with their business.
I was actually saying maybe we should look to try and get it on.
Yeah.
I might ask her, but I left that conversation just buzzing.
So, a little bit of backstory. One of Isaac's clients got a really successful clothing business.
Yeah.
And we went and had a conversation with her.
She's looking after my hoodies. Remember from last week?
We went and had a conversation with her last week, and I wasn't even planning on really being there, was I? I was just there, happened to get speaking to her, and just being able to speak to someone. I said this to Rachel when I got home. Being able to speak to someone in a completely different industry with nothing sort of relating to us whatsoever, and just hear about their success and what they've done well and how they're doing stuff. And even just when like we were talking about ideas that we've got,
Wow.
and for her to just go, why aren't you doing it?
Yeah.
What's stopping you? And it was like, don't know. And she was like, do it then.
Well,
Okay.
Yeah. It's just
like, if that conversation hadn't have happened, we wouldn't be thinking some of the things that we're thinking now about what we want to try and do over the next like 12, 18 months.
100%.
From one conversation, from an hour of my time.
Yeah.
Completely changed the trajectory.
Trajectory.
I'm not gonna be able to get, I'm not gonna be able to say
I'll
that
say
word.
it for you. Trajectory.
Trajectory of both our businesses over the next 12, 18, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years.
Yeah.
From one conversation, 1 hour.
Yeah. And also and it's not even just a one-way street where you go and surround yourself with people that are operating a level above you. I know yesterday when I went to train with Jack's 3 weeks out, his head's fucked, he's tired, he need like that moral support of someone coming to train with him is going to spur him on to go and execute for a couple of, maybe give him a bit of energy to execute for the rest of this week that he wouldn't have had. The conversations, that the energy that I would have brought to him may have just leveled him up a little bit as well. So like in that conversation with my client, some of the things that she said were fucking boss, but also she's now made contacts with other people that may be able to help her level up in future. I mean, I'm obviously getting hoodies off her. You might at some point in the future.
Yeah.
It's going to help her. So it's a two-way street. Just surrounding yourself with people who have got the same goals, the same drive, the same energy to achieve their potential in whatever avenue it is so infectious. And it's just almost like a life hack, isn't it?
Yeah. Even like, that's probably one of the best things about our communities, when you have like, if I got my client list up now and showed you like the backgrounds of all the people and the personality types and the way they are, and put them all in a room together, they probably wouldn't get along. You know what I mean? Like if they were all in an office together, they wouldn't all be going out for like drinks on Friday night and being best mates and like having a WhatsApp group. But they're all inside level 10, wanting to be better, wanting to eat better, wanting to exercise more, wanting to have a clear mind. And all of that brings them together so that they're in this community going, oh, that's a boss idea. Oh, what about that? And like, they're coming and bringing stuff and adding like recipe ideas, some of the food things that they come up with, and some of like the time saving hacks and stuff. Like, I'm not a busy mum of like 2 or 3 kids, so I can be time efficient, but I don't know the reality of having 2 or 3 kids.
Yeah.
But there's like 4 or 5 women in that group that do.
Yeah.
Like some of the most time efficient people I've ever met are busy mums who run their own businesses, and they're just like, oh, well, I do this.
Yeah.
And it's like, fuck. Yeah, that's such a good idea. And then I'm leveling up.
Yeah.
From having them come and work with me, but then also everyone else in the community is leveling up. And I'm sure it's exactly the same for you. Like, they're all wanting to have more than muscle.
Yeah.
But they're all completely different human beings.
Yeah, 100%. And again, two-way street. So I signed up a client the other day, and usually if someone books a call with me, I'll just go and have a look on their Instagram just to sort of see what type of person they are, to see if I think they're going to be right.
Yeah.
For the team.
And there's no like Nazi flags on their profile.
Yeah, just checking. They're not like paedophile or something. You know what I mean? And he had, first of all, he's got a boss dog. Yeah, I don't know if he's listening to this, but that's a sale for me.
He's
got a dog.
Posted about his dog. Yeah, go on.
He posted a picture of a book called 48 Laws of Power. I think 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene. I think that's the title, which is a boss book. I've got it. And also Machiavelli's book. I think it's called the Principality. Or I can't remember what it's actually called, but that famous Machiavelli book I've also read. And it's like, right, so 2 of the books that you've posted are books that I've read and have had massive impact on my life. So we probably think very similar. You've got a dog, like it's gonna be flying. And then I spoke to him, and I was like, "You're a beast." And when you come on board, it's gonna be great for us as a relationship to be able to force each other to become even more beastly.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to take you to a new level, obviously, with your physique and your mindset and all of that. But watching you grow and watching the stuff that you go through and the sacrifices that you make and how it changes your life it also feeds back into me. Because I watch and go, oh, it's fucking boss that. And so I get inspired by my own clients as well. When they achieve something absolutely ridiculous. I'm looking at before and after photos. I'm like, fucking hell, that's a joke. Like, I'm proud of myself for being able to do that for them. But also at the same time, like, it's not just me who's doing it. They've made huge sacrifices for me. I'm just like, wow, sick that. And it puts a spring in my step.
It's so good,
well.
isn't it? Like, I think you almost take that a little bit for granted, don't you? Like, you just get sucked into like the process of like, this is the goal. Like, this is what we're going to do. This is Friday. It's check-in day. Like, give them a response, give them something to work on. Like, and then when you do stop and like just take a second and look at like, holy fucking shit. Like, I've just had a client start IVF.
Sick.
Because she'd lost enough weight.
Sick.
And got a BMI. So like your BMI to qualify for IVF on the NHS, you need your BMI to be within a certain range. Got within that straight away, and then went for a appointment this week and messaged her. I was like, how did it go? And she was like, when I seen her put the BMI down and it was way under what I needed it to be.
Sick.
She was like, I was so made up with that. And I was like, I replied back, I was like, that's huge. Like, when we first spoke, you were like, I won't get IVF unless I get to this BMI.
Mm.
And now when you're at that appointment, she's writing down a BMI even lower than what it needs to be.
Mm.
Like, you've done that. You've gone and like, if the IVF works, like, you're going to be a mum. Like, that's fucking huge because of the stuff that you've done over the past couple of months.
Yeah.
And when you stop and think about it, it's like, holy shit.
And that's as a result of surrounding herself with people that are forcing her to level up.
And then not only that, one, she's an absolute machine, and I need to share this, right? Because it's ridiculous. So she's got like I think it's a 10,500 steps a day step goal, and hasn't missed it for like 14 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Not one single day she hasn't missed it. And she isolated in the house for 2 weeks.
Wow.
Mate. I was like, every time she'd done it when she was sick, I was like, put that in the group right now. Because I've got clients who aren't isolating, who've got a lot of spare time, who are struggling to hit 8. Please go and tell them people that you're in your living room walking backwards and forwards, getting steps in, because you know how important this is. And that, being able to put that in the group, I didn't have to do anything. That's not me. Do you know what I mean? I haven't helped anyone get better. Simply her actions for herself in that group have made other people go, oh fuck, okay, maybe I'm not working hard enough. If she's stomping up and down the living room for an hour and a half tonight getting steps in, okay, maybe I need to pull my finger out. As I'm sat on the couch at 9:30 reading the group chat, she's walking backwards and forwards getting her steps in. Okay, maybe I need to pull my finger out. Do you know what I mean? And like, without that, like, I can't do that for other people. Do you know what I mean? I can't bring that. So she's not, like you said, it's always a two-way street. Like the Jordan Peterson thing from his book, and he says, just assume the person you're speaking to knows something that you don't. And I love that line. Like, that stuck with me after reading that book. And that's one of them. Like, she's ridiculously hardworking. I wouldn't, in fact, if I was isolating for a week, mate, I wouldn't be walking backwards and forwards in the living room and put that, like, if you were coaching me now for that photo shoot and you said, get walking 10,000 steps in your living room, it wouldn't have got done. I know it wouldn't have got done because the goal didn't mean enough to me.
I was about to say, like, I was going to say because you're a muppet, but no, it's because it didn't mean
that
enough
goal
to you.
didn't mean enough
like
to
for
me.
her,
That
IVF, I need to be a mum.
like,
I don't give a fuck.
Done.
I'm going to do it. I remember in lockdown when like everyone was actually scared of COVID and no one was leaving the house and that. Like for like the first week, I decided to cut. I used my actual stairs as a stairmaster for me cardio, dripping,
just walking up and down the stairs,
just dripping with sweat.
What a fucking weird time in life.
Oh lad, it's mad, isn't it? This couple of year period will actually be in the history books, and we got to go through it. Just fucking madness.
You were just walking up and down your stairs in your house because we all thought we were going to die. Fucking hell, that's mad, that, isn't it, when you think about it? Like, there was nothing going on. You could have just went outside. But we all genuinely were like, fucking hell, I might die. Stay in the house. Fuck.
But yeah, so...
Anyway.
So yeah, the benefit of... And this is what I said on the live yesterday. You have to be willing to... It's like, obviously, like... There's a certain level that you can take yourself to. No matter how you could be surrounded by a load of muppets, as I said. You could be surrounded by... You could be on your own. You could live on your own. You could have no mates. You could have a gym. Like, you know, like you could be alone. And whatever situation you find yourself in, you could operate to a certain level. But you're always going to be pushed further when you're surrounded by people who are working towards the same common goal. Not even necessarily a common goal of getting in shape or doing this or doing that specifically, but just moving forwards. When you see people who are just stepping forward every single day, who are inspired by just being better, it's infectious. So you have to be willing to, no matter how much you think you're executing right now, you have to place emphasis on putting yourself in those environments. Whether you have to sacrifice 2 hours of your day to drive to do it, make that decision and do it. Whether you have to pay to be in a room with someone to do it, then do it. If you want to pay to go to a seminar with where there's people who are operating at a certain level, so you can take their knowledge and run with it yourself. Whether you want to pay for the fucking mentorship from Mark Coles, fucking do it. Whether you want to pay for a fucking coach,
pay for a better gym.
Pay for a better gym. Like I always tell people, Like, if you're training in fucking Sports Direct Fitness in fucking Rose Lane, shittest gym ever. Like,
I know exactly what one you mean. That is probably the worst gym in Liverpool.
I'm sorry. I've actually got clients who still train there, and it's fine.
that is,
but like, it's just a shit gym. It's the first one that comes to mind.
That's the worst gym in Liverpool. If you're listening to this and you know a worse gym than the Rose Lane Sports Direct, right, in Liverpool, tell us, because I don't think there is. Like, yeah.
No, I mean, obviously,
the one near the train station.
Yeah. Like, no, there are probably worse gyms, but like, it's just an example.
No.
It's just an example. Like, if you're training in a shit gym and you know it's shit, I just tell people go to Prophecy. Like, although, I mean, it's not the best gym in the world, but the environment is 100 times better than Sports Direct in Rose Lane.
Well, what I told you the other day. So I used to work for Sports Direct. It's the first place I was self-employed. The quality of the staff, the quality of the PT is lacking.
Yeah.
It is. I cleaned up in there because I come from a gym where standards were ridiculously high. Like the gym we work for models its standards on UP, and UP's standards
are probably the highest.
In terms of personal training, gym, like dedicated personal training gyms. I mean, Mark's M10, I imagine, pretty up there as well. But it was modelled on that, so like that was probably the best thing about working there, wasn't it?
Yeah,
the personal standards, the dress, the attention, like all of that.
Like we left with that standard being normal.
Yeah,
and anything below that was completely unacceptable. You had to be there as a minimum, and above and beyond was what was really required
on a shit day.
On a shit day, when
it's Friday and you've had like 60 hours of work that week, and you've still got someone in at 10:30 on a Friday.
Yeah,
the minimum is that standard.
Yeah,
perfectly dressed, attentive, watching them, not on your phone, like full attention to that session, like high energy. Yeah, minimum.
I actually remember one session, this one time, right? I was just so absolutely fucked. You know, when you're actually like dozing off and you can't. Like, I remember being that fucked that in the middle of a set towards the end of the day, I was actually dozing off, and it happened like in between. Like, I knew that I'd have like a couple of seconds at the start of the set where I don't really need to pay attention right now because your form is perfect, it's sound.
Yeah.
And I would allow myself to doze off a little bit, and then as I needed to switch it on again, I forced myself to wake up and bring the energy and just bring it, and I just switch it on.
Do you know when it'd be for me? I know exactly what you're on. That's why I'm laughing so much. Prowler. Last 2 sessions on a Friday.
Yeah, just be like
Prowler. As they were going away from me, and they weren't looking at me, I'd lean against something and go.
You allow your posture. You allow your posture to just sink a little bit.
And then as soon as I'd see them I'd be like that, and I'd have like one eye on them. And as soon as they get to the end of the track, I'm like, yes, let's go, come on, turn it round, drive it back. And then he'd get up and go back again and be like, oh my God, right, okay.
But look, that's what it takes. It's that standard. Like how fucked we were.
Yeah, but you can't let them see it. And that was the standard.
That's the standard.
Yeah.
Whereas when we left that gym and you see PTs sitting down while the client's in the middle of a set,
talking to someone else,
eating food
while their client's doing something dry. Seen it yesterday.
Yeah. Eating food in the middle of a set. Like
eating food on the gym floor.
Yeah.
Like
voice noting while you're in a session with a client on just on your phone in general. Like, what? Get off your phone unless you're getting a stopwatch up or something, or you're like.
Even then,
even sometimes what I used to do is like I'll be speaking about something. I've got a video that I need to send you. So no point in wasting 10 minutes. I've got a video for it, a webinar on this topic. I'll just send it to you. Yeah. I get my phone up, boom, that's it. But I'm not scrolling Instagram. I'm not replying to other clients.
Even to that extent, like some of the guys that used to work in that gym who are now working for themselves would get an iPad instead of their phone.
Yeah.
Because they wouldn't do that, because an iPad looks more professional. You're doing the exact same things you would be on your phone.
Yeah.
But they had the forward thinking of, well, actually, no, because then an iPad actually looks professional to someone on the outside, whereas the phone could be perceived that I'm on my phone, even if I'm not.
Yeah.
That little thought process makes a difference. Because if you see someone on an iPad,
you know,
I paid to go to Total Fitness now for the pool. More expensive gym. Spoke to loads of people and they're like, oh, it's fucking expensive that. For going there, like, it's just a gym. It's not though, because you go in, right? One, there's a cafe, there's a swimming pool, there's the kids thing, there's a beauty salon, like there's lots in there.
Yeah.
Two of the girls who are PTs there, clipboards.
Yeah.
Clipboard with a session. Now, I don't know, I didn't watch all of the sessions, so I don't know whether they don't know them, don't know how good they are, like don't really know anything about them at all. But seeing her walk over, heard one of them go, okay, so what we were doing last week, and flip back and must have had their training program on the clipboard. Go to JD and sign that.
Yeah.
Well, you will, because Rach works there. Go to JD Edge Lane, you will, because Rach works there. But go to JD, not JD Edge Lane, JD Town. Go to JD Edge Lane.
Go to Sports Direct Rose Lane.
Go to Sports Direct Rose Lane. Find one PT with their program for their clients.
I mean,
Or
there might be.
there might be.
We don't know.
Yeah,
like
that's a
if
bit
you're a
of a long
PC in
shot.
Sports Direct and you're listening to this and you're like, I do fucking do that.
Yeah.
Like, relax.
I know. I'm not slagging you off personally.
Just your gym
It's
in
just a
general shit.
generalisation.
But generally, the standard of personal trainers is just shockingly shit. Because they're not
Standardism.
surrounded
Yeah.
by people who force them to level up at the start of their career. So they're not around. We were actually really lucky to be in that environment because we were surrounded. The environment, we were just tossed right in the deep end with people who were really like probably the highest standards in Liverpool. And then that becomes our normal, and we can go and step above and beyond that and just continue progressing at that standard or pushing the standard even higher. Whereas people, when you just start in a shit normal fucking commercial gym, your standard where you start is literally the fucking bare minimum. You've got like the standards are not even non-existent.
But the problem is,
so you've got to force yourself to level up. And obviously you'll get to a certain point where you don't even know. Well, you don't even know that it's bad to eat food on the fucking gym floor. You don't even know that you shouldn't be on your phone. Because everyone around you is doing it. Oh, this is the norm.
Yeah.
Like,
but if you go to that gym that we don't name, that gym is only successful if it delivers results.
Yeah.
If you go to UP, they're built on ridiculous before and after pictures.
Yeah.
M10, built on results.
Yeah.
Go to any strength and conditioning, Danny's House of Iron.
Yeah.
Not necessarily a transformation gym, but it's built on client results. So all of the coaches in there are pushed by the business owner to deliver good results. So the standards need to be higher. Marks, M10, the standards need to be higher. UP, the standards need to be higher. JD, Everlast, fucking, is it Origin? No, what's the gym group?
Yeah.
Their goal is to have people sign up to the gym.
Yeah.
That's what the success of that business depends on how many members they've got signed up to the gym. Not how many people go to the gym and lose weight. Not how many people go and get fantastic transformations. They couldn't give a fuck if the PT is on their phone. Is the PT paying rent? Great. Is the PT not paying rent, but he's actually doing inductions, or she's doing inductions and it's getting people to sign up to the gym? Great. So the standards don't need to be higher for that.
Yeah.
You need to be a good salesperson signing people up to a gym. To be a PT in Pure Gym or JD.
Yeah.
Can you sign people up to a 12-month contract? Great.
Yeah.
Well done. Fantastic. Stay.
That's it.
Whereas you go to somewhere that is dependent on results, the standards are going to be higher for the coaches because they can't not be.
Well, I had a conversation with you the other day, didn't I? Someone inquired and booked a call in with me, and then forgot about the call. And
Yes, I remember this. Yeah.
And and so I said,
what did you end up saying? Are you going to tell us what you said?
I just polite. In fact, I'll just get it up. I politely said, and we've had conversations since, and everything's sound.
So while he gets that up, this is the stuff that we consider, because yes, our business is about making money, but we need to bring the right people into our business, and so you need to fit with our business, and we'll discuss stuff like this about when people apply. Like, is this person the right fit for what you want to do? And
because the standard that we set is high. I force, not force in a bad way, but I force my clients to level up. Like, wherever you're at, you're going to be forced to level up. So like, you just forgot about the call, and I just said, "Hello, mate. I'm going to leave the call today. Hopefully you look at my page and see the results that my clients get. You can see the high standards that I set as a coach. With you booking a call and then forgetting, I'm not convinced that we're right for each other at this time. Maybe at some point in the future, if you're in a different headspace and place higher value on transforming your body, we can book another call in. Thanks for reaching out. If there's anything that can help you, just let me know. But like, just a normal, nice, normal message. I don't think that's not too harsh, is it?
No, I really like that.
It's just like, look, like, you're not in a place right now mentally where you place enough value on this to be able to go to the standards that I'm going to ask of you. So like when people come on board, I don't ever throw people in the deep end, but immediately I'm going to ask you to be hungry and dedicated to go to the next level.
Yeah.
Like otherwise it's not going to work. You have to be ready and willing to just push the boundaries and take yourself up a couple of gears. Otherwise, like, you're just going to say the same forever.
Yeah. Like that's my favorite thing about the calls. Even when like someone doesn't sign up, is that like, are you ready for this? And it's like, I told you about the girl I emailed the other week. I know you're ready. I know you're ready, but you're scared. Scared you're going to fail. And I knew. Been handling all week because I know you're ready. And I know it's this in here holding it back. So if you're listening, come on, let's do this. I know. But then you get some people on the calls and say, well, why do you want this? I don't know. Just feel like I do. It's like,
yeah, you're not ready then.
You're not ready. It's not painful enough.
Yeah. It doesn't hurt you enough yet.
It doesn't hurt you enough. It's just a little bit uncomfortable.
Yeah.
You're a size 12 and you're struggling to get the button done on your jeans, but it's all right.
Yeah.
It's fine because you just get a Domino's tonight and you feel better.
Yeah.
It's not ready. Come back in 12 months.
Yeah. And when you get to a point where you actually really do want to change, you just need to place value on getting in environments, getting in rooms where people are going to force you to level up.
Because if you're not in the space to accept that, like if you're not in the headspace to be in that room, like you could put yourself in that room but not be in the headspace. So let's say the guy that didn't turn up to the call or the girl that couldn't tell me why it meant so much to her to do this. You put them in a room, put them into your community, the More Muscle community, put them into the L10C.
Nice.
Then they won't engage, they won't interact, they won't level anyone else up because they're not ready to engage, to level up. They're just almost expecting it to get done for them because it's not clear, there's no purpose, there's no drive to be better. So they're not looking for the next thing. Do you know what I mean? When you get a hungry client, they're like, so like for example, I've got a couple of male clients now.
Yeah.
I've got 4 male clients right now.
Nice.
Check me out, I know. And they're all crushing it.
It's not against females, by the way, when I say nice lads.
No, it's just
females are shit.
I've just worked with females for the past like 3 years. And then all of a sudden I had like 4 lads reach out to me and be like, I want to work with you.
Nice.
Sounds, let's do this. And lads are well easier.
Yeah.
So much easier. So much easier. Like I love all the girls that I've got inside level 10, but the problems are just not the same. Yeah. The struggles week to week are just not the same. They're just more clinical. Yeah. Not all of them is very broad. Stroke of the brush there. Like you get some women in who are just like execute. Couldn't give a fuck. Just doing this. Couldn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
But like even just weight drops. Weight drops are consistent every week. If the calories and the steps are right, weight drops are consistent every week. There's no hormone changes. There's no period. There's no none of that. And they're more your type of client. So they're younger. They've got more free time. They're more just like, let's just go to the gym, just smashing it. Yeah. It's fucking easy. It's fucking so easy. Like the check-ins each week, I'm just like, wow. Yep.
Execution.
Wow. Yep. Because there's less other shit going on that we need to like dig into, which is what I'm used to, which I get a sick kick out of. Like, bring me a problem.
Yeah,
it's Friday. Like, what's gone wrong? Let's fix it. let's fucking do this. And then when they turn up, I'm like, wow, weight's down, look leaner, stronger, good. Do that again. Tighten up your fat. Like, why was I telling you that? Because when they're hungry, that's why I was telling you that. They come to like a check-in or they come to a call or they come to messages. Have you got a video on this? What about these supplements? Like, has anyone got a recipe for that? Has anyone got that? And they're outwardly looking for answers. And the people who aren't hungry for it, oh yeah, I did my sessions this week.
Miss me check-in.
Oh, I missed me check-in.
Sorry.
Though, does it?
Sorry, I was hungover. Forgot me check-in. What?
What?
What do you mean?
Oh, I ended up going out last night. Like, oh, no. Oh, yeah. I had a birthday on Saturday. It's like, did you know? Was it like a last minute thing? Oh, no, knew about it. So why didn't you tell me then?
Yeah.
Like,
come on.
So on Friday last week, you knew you had a birthday party next Saturday. And in your check-in, it says, have you got any social events coming up in the next 7 days that we need to plan for? And you left that blank. And now we're at that Saturday and you're going, oh, I feel like shit because I fucking had loads of stuff on that fucking Saturday. Come on. Help me help you.
Yeah, I think that's like a key point. You actually need to, not you need, you have to want to actually change.
Yeah.
Like you have, like, as much as you might like the idea of getting in shape and like getting a coach and all that sounds good.
Yeah.
Like it's fashionable and all that.
Yeah.
You have to actually want to change. Like we can't do it for you. Like it has to be, you have to outwardly really fucking chase. You have to really fucking work hard. You have to, I think a lot of people like just talking about their problems. They like to be victims. They like to just sort of have this victimhood mentality where it's just like, yeah, I'm overweight and I don't feel good and I'm gonna get a coach and I'm just gonna, and every single week it's just the same shit over. You're giving them, like, you're giving them all the fucking materials that they could possibly ever need to go to the next level.
Yeah.
And they're just moping about doing nothing. Like I don't work with anyone who's like that anymore, but just like there's been so many times where I'm just looking at check-ins thinking, oh my God, like this is like 7 weeks on the bounce. You've been saying the same shit. Like sort it out. Like what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like,
but they're just not.
They're
not where they need to be for you to be able to do anything.
100%.
They're not ready to be
and
helped.
lad, this is the More Than Muscle program.
Yeah.
This has been born out of that shit.
Yeah.
Because people want to change, but there's some fucking block.
Yeah.
There's some mental barrier, whether it's self-awareness, whether it's awareness of what you want from your life, whether it's the courage to be able to fucking step into your authenticity.
Articulate.
Yeah. Just to be able to sit with your own head and really fucking think about what's going on with your life. Why are you still shit? Like you've been in a place where you're not happy for the last 2 years. Why have you not done anything about it? Why are you still in the same place that you were 12 months ago? At some point, you've got to make the fucking decision to level up. You've got to make the decision to set the standard at a higher level and just start executing. Otherwise, you're just going to be in the same place in another year from now. And you look back in 5 years and you've done nothing. You still earn the same amount of money. Still look exactly the same. You're still unhappy. You're still your relationship shit. You know what I mean? Like every area of your life, the 5 pillars.
Nice.
The 5 pillars of More Than Muscle. Physical, spiritual, social, financial. And I've put a vocation / purpose as the last one, because some people it's their job, some people it's got nothing to do with their job, it might be family, but all of these areas of your life, you need to be executing to a certain standard in all of them. And if you're not really in alignment with what you want in all of these areas and you're just sort of ambling through, they're all just going to be in the same place every single day for the next 10 years. And you're going to look back in 10 years and just be in the same place and feel shit about yourself. Well, you're going to have a midlife crisis, mate. Like, this sort your shit out now.
This is why it doesn't work for so many people. Who's like, James Smith actually done a good video on this week, and I don't really watch a lot of his stuff anymore. Talking about like when a calorie deficit won't work. And he's basically saying like, if someone's got unhappiness in every area of their life, like shit relationship, shit job, like not making enough money, like coming home to a shit house, like all of the 7 areas are unfulfilled, and the only joy they've got is eating shit, like eating food to feel good. If they then go, which loads of people do, is like, right, okay, well, I feel shit, or like, my life's a mess. Is always the line, isn't it? Oh, fucking hell, my life's a mess, I need to sort me out. I'll lose weight, that'll make me feel good.
Yeah.
But the only singular thing that's really making them happy right now is food.
Yeah.
So you're then going to take away that, not fix any of the other stuff that makes you feel like shit. And then you've got nothing that makes you feel good. you're not gonna stick that. You're not gonna stick that out.
Like if you want to, again, this is why More Than Muscle has become a thing. It's life is like the way I look at the 5 pillars. It's like an orchestra. You've got 5 instruments that need to play in harmony with each other. So if you've got like the fucking violin is fitness, getting in shape.
Yeah.
The violin's flying, but your fucking trombone or whatever the fuck is like just completely out of tune and it's playing the wrong song.
Yeah.
It's gonna sound shit. And it's going to make the violin sound shit, even if the violin's absolutely flying and they're doing whatever they're supposed to be doing perfectly. If all the other 4 instruments are just complete shit and they're playing the wrong song and it's out of tune, the whole song as a collective is just not. It's just not good. It just sounds shit. It just sounds horrendous and horrible. And so, like, even if the violin's not perfect, but it's doing the right thing, the fucking trombone's doing quite well. The fucking, I don't even know any instruments. The oboe is oboe, whatever.
As soon as you started trying to put this analogy together, I created my own in the form of Cool Runnings.
Well, let me finish this. And then tell me about Cool Runnings. If all the instruments are working, not necessarily absolute perfection, but they're all playing the same song, they're all in tune, it's going to sound pretty good.
Yeah. And
you're going to be able to enjoy the experience. And then over time, slowly, you can refine the skill, you can get better at the song, but they all need to be working in harmony and in tandem. And then eventually you get a lovely song and you get to just enjoy a nice, inspired, fulfilled life. So you need to be focusing on all these areas of your life rather than just thinking, oh, fitness is going to fix everything. And if you are liking that point, go and listen to the last episode that we did, or 2 episodes ago that we did with Lucy Brabham, where we basically spent about an hour and a half talking about this. Yeah. Cool Runnings.
Cool Runnings. You seen Cool Runnings?
I haven't, no. I've seen. I know.
Jacob, seen Cool Runnings? Good. Okay. Essentially, Jamaican bobsleigh team.
Yeah. I know the story.
Yeah. It's that, isn't it? Like, you look at a bobsleigh team, like all 4 of them have a role. Like, the driver needs to be in the driving seat on time to drive the thing. The 2 at the back need to push in, put the handles in, all that kind of stuff. It's that. Like, if the driver's sick, but the other 3 are slow as fuck, shit bobsleigh.
Yeah.
If they're not all leaning together, shit bobsleigh.
Yeah.
So when you were like piecing all the instruments together, I could just picture the 4 of them pushing the bobsleigh at the start. Don't feel the rhythm, feel the rhyme. Can you remember the rest of that? No.
Years ago.
I need to watch it probably. Then.
Yeah, really good film. Yeah. But yeah, that's a really nice analogy. That the instruments. It's good. That. Put an email. Good. Make an email with that.
I will.
Yeah.
I might try and learn some actual names of instruments that are actually in an orchestra.
An oboe.
First.
Put an oboe in there. It's just a nice word to say.
Is an oboe in an orchestra?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's an orchestra. It's a woodwind instrument, isn't it?
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
probably not.
so.
Probably not in an orchestra then.
Yeah, might be in a full one. Like a.
I don't know.
There's woodwinds. There's string. There's percussion. Yeah, I did a little bit of music in school, even though I'm tone deaf. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I will do an email about that. Maybe we can. Well, what time is it? Maybe we can finish in a couple of minutes and do a 10-minute live. Well, like we've just said, we can speak about that.
Okay.
But yeah, I think the main point is like all of the areas in your life you need to be looking to level up, like actively looking to level them all up. Not just fitness, but just in general, you need to be looking to step forwards in everything. And one of the key things in doing that is surrounding yourself with people who are trying to do the same thing. So you can all support each other. You can all bounce ideas off each other. You can be infected with that beautiful, inspiring energy and just take yourself to the next level. So if you want me to take you to the next level, then just drop me a message and we'll book a call in and maybe we can see if you're right for the team. And the More Than Muscle program is actually coming out. It's done. I finished it yesterday.
Nice.
It's coming out basically as soon as Graham clips it all and puts it on the website. And me getting hoodies done. I'm very excited, man. I think it's gonna fulfill me more, because as I said, what's actually important is leveling up all areas of your life, not just the physique. So if you want the More Than Muscle program to take you to the next level, drop me a message and we can book a call and see if you're right for it. Do you want to add anything?
If you're not an absolute juicehead, or you don't want to be one,
like me,
because
I'm not a juicehead and I don't want to be one. But anyway, carry on.
No, but if More Than Muscle doesn't fit you, but you want a better life, that's what I'm here for. That's why we gel. And remember last week I said I didn't have a name for the program, but I've got the program. I've got a name, haven't I?
Have you?
Yeah, it's level 10 life, innit? It's the whole purpose of the program is to live a level 10 life.
Yeah.
Everything about it is to fulfill
You're just the level
a
10
life at level
program.
10. Level 10 life program. And I got home and I was like,
Oh, yeah.
why are you not calling it that? Why is it not that? Why is that not the most obvious name in the world? Like, I think I got in the car, left here and was like, oh, yeah. Oh. What a fucking idiot. And racking my brain for months. Months
Lad.
and months and months and months about that.
Well, you've got it now.
But I was in a room with people leveling up and it brought it to me in front of my head.
Thank you all for listening. Have an amazing day. If you enjoyed the episode, then leave us a review, a rating, 5 stars, nothing less.